Hello! Today I'm going to read two Harry McClary books because they're awesome. So we'll do Slinky Malinky first, and then we'll do Hat Tricks. Slinky Malinky was blacker than black, a stalking and lurking adventurous cat. He had bright yellow eyes, a wobbling wail, and a kink at the end of his very long tail. He was cheeky and cheerful, friendly and fun. He'd chase after leaves and he'd roll in the sun. But at night he was wicked and fiendish and sly. Through moonlight and shadow he'd prowl and he'd pry. He crept along fences and leaped over walls. He poked into corners and sneaked into halls. What was he up to at night, to be brief? Slinky Malinky turned into a thief. All over town, from basket and bowl, he pilfered and pillaged. He'd snitch and he stole. Slippers and sausages, biscuits, balloons, brushes and bandages, pencils and spoons. He pulled them, he dragged them, he heaved them in till he had carried them home to his house on the hill. One rascally night between midnight and 4, Slinky Malinky stole more than before. Some pigs and a teddy bear dressed up in lace, a gardening glove from McCafferty's place. A tatty old sneaker, a smelly old sock, and Jennifer Turkington's pottery smock. A squishy banana, some glue and a pen, and a cushion from Oliver Tulliver's den. A clock and some bottles, a pair of blue jeans, a half-knitted jersey, and a packet of beans. He pulled them, he dragged them, he heaved them until he'd carried them home to his house on the hill. Then Slinky Malinky, rapscallion cat, piled them up high in a heap on the mat. The glue toppled over and gummed up the pegs. The jersey unravelled and tangled his legs. He tripped on the bottles and slipped on the sock. He tipped over sideways and he set off the clock. Crash went the bottles. Beep, beep went the clock. Ruff, 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 ruff went the dogs on the block. On went the lights. Bang went the door. And out came the family. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh no, they all said. What a criminal cat. Tomorrow we have to take everything back. With a tangled up middle and glue on his face, Slinky Malinky was deep in disgrace. Never again did he answer the call when moon shadows danced over garden and wall. When whispers of wickedness stirred in his head, he adjusted his whiskers, and he stayed home instead. The end. Hat tricks. Swoosh went the wind in the tops of the trees, swishing the branches and tossing the leaves. It whipped around corners and blew over bins, and buffeted birds into spirals and spins. A blusterous, gusterous, dusterous day. But Harry McClary was ready to play. He's always ready to play. He scooped up his skimmer and carried it down to the edge of the park at the far end of town. The wind was so restless, its buffets so strong, that it flapped him and slapped him and zapped him along. He waited for someone to stop and play. But everyone said, "We're too busy today." Oh, that's not good. Along came Miss Plum. She patted his nose. "Maybe," she said, "just a couple of throws." Whiz went the skimmer, and off like a shot went Harry McClary post-haste from the spot. He hurtled so fast over pathway and creek that his legs were a blur and his tail was a streak. Then, with a swoop and a flurry of black, he caught it and carried it all the way back. Zing went the skimmer, high over a seat, but Harry McClary had wings on his feet. He zoomed like a rocket, he galloped and sped over railings and grass and a begonia bed. Then, with a swoop and a flurry of black, he caught it and carried it all the way back. Up at the top, in the summery sun, the wind was enjoying some frolicsome fun. It played with the hats, all the dresses and veils. It hassled the hairdos and tangled the tails. Grandmother Pugh was a vision in blue, from the top of her head to the bow on her shoe. Her hat was a riot of ribbon and lace, of roses and feathers that tickled her face. She clung to it bravely, but, doom and dismay, the wind whistled through it and blew it away. Harry McClary, quick as a flash, was off on a desperate daredevil dash. Like lightning he scooted, skedaddle skidoo, while faster and faster the hat simply flew. He chased it through marigolds, over a frond, straight through the hedge to the edge of the pond. Then, with a swoop and a flurry of black, he caught it and carried it all the way back. The end. So, today I had my first radiation appointment, which was, well, treatment, which was really good, slightly odd, and very quick. I thought it would take ages just because, chemo had been a whole palavery process. And nope, I was there for about 15 minutes, if that. And they zapped the things that needed zapping and sent me on my way. It was very odd. Good, but quite noodle baking, which was literally what they did. They baked my noodle. I was quite pleased that the light was purple. I didn't open my eyes, but I knew that it was purple. I think I have purple spidey senses. And no superhero powers. Very disappoint. Unsubscribe. Radiation facts. I'm not a superhero. But I have about another 4 more sessions, I think. Although they haven't told me what. Anyway. And then, yeah, they're not doing heaps. Because, well, it's a bit fucked. So, and I had a really nice day with Dad. We went on a drive, and he was delightful. He's just lovely. He found an amazing. Well, he was given a photo album by Mother, and oh my god, there are so many epic 80s photos in it, and hilarious Charlene baby photos. I seem to like her pink onesie. I know. Times were different. And yeah, I had another good day. They have got a little bit of the side effects that they said, like my ears are weirdly itchy because the thing goes all the way around the head and then it zaps the ears. But they didn't see daylight through them. And I still have a brain, sort of, after a fashion. And yeah, I've got a bit of a headache, but they said that, honestly, it was like chemo side effects. They're like, you can have anything from a mild headache to your head dropping off. Oh, okay. Let's just see what we get. So I'll take some more painkillers soon. And if it doesn't go away, I'll go to bed because Nana life. That sleep is real. And yeah, I had radiation today. What even 2020? Just stop. Just stop it. Yeah, I'll try to put some pictures of the amazing rocket mask that they made me on the Facebook thing. Super cool. Super cool. You can tell they were really bored. because they don't have many people in radiation at the moment, and so they're like, arts and crafts, we're gonna make you a mask. Oh, okay. Happy to help. And I now have the blue silk for my last great opus. Thank you, Kat. So I'll put some progress shots of that up once I actually start it. That should be soon. And that was today.